All right. No countdown again, but we are live. To our ones of twos of viewers. Oh, nobody in here. We chat amongst ourselves.
Yeah, one day.
I guess for anybody coming back and rewatching.
I was gonna say we didn't even have to go live. We could have just stayed.
But I guess you guys, thank you for joining. Everybody that's watching, thank you for joining. Tonight we will be diving into Star Wars Visions, and then afterwards, hopefully Disney Plus is watching. And they're going to take some of the Star Wars what if ideas that we might have. And then we'll be getting some royalty checks from it. Probably not.
We can only hope.
Probably get sued for having the ideas.
And then after that, a couple of us have some Star Wars Signature Series cards that we will be opening. One autograph per box.
Guaranteed.
And I don't think there's any redemptions in there. If there is, I'm going to lose my absolute shit.
No shit.
I guess, yeah, we'll get right into Visions. So, who's all actually completed it all the way through? All right, good.
I'm missing the boat on that
one. I guess what was everybody's overall thoughts? Obviously, it was a very, very different show from all the past animated series that they had put out, but I think there was a lot of beauty in the whole here, keep it Star Wars, but do it however the hell you want.
Yeah, I was a huge fan. I thought it was great. I can't wait for them to make more. Hopefully they'll make more.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sitting right there too. I really think there's a lot of ability to carry on a lot of these storylines that people liked. And, not necessarily create a new universe, but at least flesh out the rest of the story. There's a lot of material that was left on the table. But there are definitely some that I hope don't come back.
Yeah.
I think there are a few that I'm really attached to, and I think there's a lot of ability to create interesting storylines that go on for multiple seasons even. And then others, I mean, for one specifically, just because I thought it was overly campy and not like super interesting. And I know a lot of you guys like it, was Tatooine Rhapsody. I thought it was absolutely horrible. I thought it was just like, we started off really good with the duel, and then we decided to drop in with Tatooine Rhapsody because we needed something that was more lighthearted.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Some of those shows had enough like depth to them to like be a full season on their own. Like, I was impressed with some of them about like how they could tell that much of a story in 18 minutes 15, with the intros and outros, yada, yada, yada. But then I was also thinking like, a lot of the cartoons that we'd watch back in the day with commercial breaks and everything, be 30 minutes long, but then you got commercial breaks and stuff.
Oh, you have like 12 minutes of commercials.
Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, not to knock the storytelling that they would put into each episode and how much they could pack in there and actually tell a full story to where you could grasp the concept from start to finish.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought that was pretty awesome. I thought a lot of them did a really good job with that. And, I bet they had a whole pile of them that, they basically just sat and picked, yep, I want that one, and that one, until they had 9 of them. I thought 9 was kind of a random number, but
yeah, I feel like they probably could have went for 12 and it would have felt more complete. I don't know. There's just something about having one per month that makes it feel a little more rounded out. But yeah, 9 felt incomplete.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay. What was everybody's least favorite one? We'll go with that. Just say it. Just get it out there. The creators aren't watching. You're safe here.
I got to go with Jeff. The second one was just
Yeah. I mean, I think my 2 least favorite, and I can't put one above the other one, were episode 9, Aka Kiri or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah, Kari.
Yeah, and then the Tatooine Rhapsody episode 2. I just feel like Tatooine Rhapsody was just kind of one note, like, it's this band, we're going to kind of make it campy. His lightsaber is actually a microphone.
Yeah. It's stupid.
And then the last episode, I don't know. I feel like it's that moment where you watch a Jedi move to the dark side should be more poetic than that. Like, oh, you accidentally killed who you love. I can bring her back. Well, all smoke and mirrors, that means your resolve's pretty shitty anyways. You should probably just be killed. Like, there's not really much of a story there that I want to watch.
Right. The one that caught me off guard was that Lop and Ocho, the bunny one.
Yeah.
Okay. When that episode came on, Hunter and I, we both looked at each other and we were like, okay, this must have been the one that Remy was kind of telling us about, like, fucking trash. But, as the episode progressed, and then it got done, I looked at it and I'm like, fuck, that was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it was a really good story. The whole bunny aspect really kind of threw me off at first.
I
But
think it could have ended a little bit better, like have a little bit more resolve. Like, I get that she became the daughter or whatever, the rightful lineage to the family or whatever, even though she wasn't blood. But I don't know. I thought I could have wrapped up a little bit better. But yeah, I didn't hate it.
Yeah. One thing that I learned from all 9 episodes of Visions was that siblings do not get along at all.
Absolutely.
Between the twins and then those two.
Yeah.
But the thing that I liked about episode 9, like, if I have to pick something that I do like about the episode that we all fucking hated, was that they actually had a Sith winning in that one. All the other ones kind of got fairy tale endings. That one kind of had like the bad guys won finally.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay. Like, all of them are happy endings, basically.
Or
And then you
mostly.
get the very last one, then it's like, boom, Sith won. Suck it, Jedi.
I would love to know which episode, maybe it wasn't your favorite, but you want to see more of.
The 9th Jedi, I think. The Jedi Smith, or the lightsaber Smith, the guy that was making the lightsabers.
Oh,
that was my favorite episode, and that's the one I want to see turn into like a fucking series or something.
You would love that one with your little knife obsession. I thought TOB1, Toby, basically. I thought that was pretty cool. What I like that one would be one that I would like to show my kids at the age that they're at. Like,
yeah,
hey,
absolutely.
Because that was another one that was way, way out there. But I liked how they had Inquisitors pick up on, like, running around picking up on like Jedi signals, and then exterminating them. But then you got this like little 2-foot robot kid with a whole ass pile of army droids that are about 6 inches tall.
Right. That apparently
Inquisitor.
That apparently he can like option as parts of himself. Like, he basically is just like, hey, it's time to go, and that guy's like, all right, now I'm a jetpack.
Yeah.
And like, imagine what all of those other components could do. I'm definitely there on that one being one that I'd love to see more of.
I got Mega Man vibes from that episode.
Oh hell yeah! The scientist doctor guy, he looked like the guy from Mega Man.
That whole episode, somebody just got done playing some Mega Man and was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do a Star Wars story.
I want to see more following.
Oh no!
What happened? You cut out just a little bit.
Yeah, you cut out like right as you were gonna say.
Oh! I want to see more of the duel episode. I want to see more on that. I want to see that go on.
Absolutely. I'm with you on that one. In that, I definitely want to see it flashback farther. Like, I don't care if it continues forward. I love where that ended. That's pretty cathartic. But I want to know what got him to that point. Like.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, you killed a bunch of Sith. You've got all their crystals. Like, how did you get to this point? Like, what? Who hurt you?
Right.
That's what I want to know.
What about
Dallas? I'd like to see more of the duel as well. That was a cool episode.
Was that the first one?
Yep.
Yeah.
They started it off right with that one.
Yeah,
they came out swinging with that one. That one was the only one worthy enough to get a Funko Pop, pretty much, because they announced that they're doing Star Wars Visions, and then they're like, "Oh, this is the only one you guys are getting."
I think the art style is really something that stood out too.
The
Using
black
only
and
the
white
red.
with the red accents in it.
That was sick.
Fucking glorious.
Yep. Yep, 100%. I think it definitely lends itself to continuing, even as a manga. I think it would be really, really cool if they don't end up taking that one and continuing to make Vision episodes, or they only make new storylines. Take that one and be like, hey, let's actually tell you about this Ronin. Like,
Yeah.
I think it'd be really cool.
Give him a little mini series, 4
Yeah.
episodes.
You don't.
You know what I want now? I want a Studio Ghibli Star Wars movie.
Shoo.
Let's do it.
It'd be sick.
Absolutely.
Let's just start spamming them. We'll send them letters and emails every day.
That would be
Hell,
sick.
it would have just been cool if Studio Ghibli actually put one together and it was in Visions. That would have been cool. Because there was a couple studios that I have heard of before that actually that make mainstream anime.
Mm-hmm.
Gynex was in there. I forget which one they did, but they did Evangelion back in the day.
That's just
Yep.
fucking crazy.
That episode was really gorgeous. I just cannot remember which episode that was. But
Yeah, that one I'm not sure about.
But they did one, and then there was 2 others that were done. I think one of them was their production house that did Fooly Cooly as well. So one of those styles was like that. But I'm with you. It would be cool just to see a Studio Ghibli one.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. What about with the twins? The 2 Star Destroyers that were connected basically to form a Death Star.
Basically, yeah.
That was interesting.
Then his armor shoots off and he looks like Han Solo running around out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was definitely on the more the anime side there for sure.
And the guy hooks up to the hyperdrive and he's got a fucking 200-foot lightsaber flying upside down. That one, that episode was all over the place. That was
Yeah.
a roller coaster from start to finish.
Yeah. I definitely felt like that one was probably the most campy and like overplayed. Like, it took all of these different aspects of the Star Wars universe and was just like, what happens if we dial this up to like 27 on every part? Like, siblings that are supposed to be the best, but they hate each other. And the only way that they can survive is if they kill each other, but not kill each other. Here's a 100-foot lightsaber. Look, I don't have to have any helmet on to breathe in space.
Sounds like every anime I've ever watched.
Pretty much. Logic goes right out the window. That's how they got
Yeah.
Star Wars aboard on this.
But yeah, I think that one, it was a fun trip. I don't think I need to see more of that one, though. So there's one that we haven't really talked about or hasn't been brought up yet, and I actually found it very interesting. I think it's kind of a different speed than the rest, which was The Village Bride. So I think that one has a lot of potential to create a cool like world hopping series, because it really just dove into this specific society, kind of showed you who these people were, some of their rituals being connected to the earth, things like that, different ways that the Force can be looked at and used. And you don't really get a lot of that. Like, the way that they interpreted and interacted with the Force was very spiritual, and most of the time you just see it as being like weaponized. So I think that's a really cool aspect, and I think a place I would like to see it go more.
Well,
Like more of the religious standpoint.
Yeah, religious or spiritual, like using it in more ceremonious ways rather than just like Force jump.
because even in, I think it was The Elder, like they didn't want to use their powers if they didn't have to. Like, it was
Exactly.
try and figure it out first, and then if conflict arises, then you do what you got to do. But like,
Yep.
I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, some of those episodes they try to keep like as close to Star Wars, and then some of them they were like, "Fuck it, we're gonna be the exact opposite of Star
Yeah.
Wars."
Well, you could tell which guys, which episodes, at their table meeting when they were discussing what they were going to do, they did a line of coke and they were like, "All right, let's fucking crank it up."
It's like they just based it off like a Star Wars toy they saw once. They never actually watched any of it.
Yeah, and then there was a couple episodes where you could tell that it was one person sitting in a chair out on a porch, just cherry blossom trees just blowing in the wind in the background, and he was designing his. But yeah, you could definitely get the vibes from each show, like who was ready to crank it up to 50 and who was playing it close to the chest.
Yeah.
But that's what I loved about it. I mean, every single episode was a whole different story.
They're so different too. Every episode to episode.
I liked it. I know the Star Wars community was divided right down the middle on it, just like they basically are on everything. Yep. But I like that Disney took a chance with that and was just like, here, enjoy this. Don't think too much into it. Just watch it.
Agreed.
If you hate it, don't watch it.
I hope we get more.
I do too.
I really do.
Has anyone watched on Netflix Love, Death, and Robots?
Yes, that was a great anthology series.
One of my it's just like basically it's just a lot of it's like animated short stories of like sci-fi stuff essentially, and it's just fucking awesome. I would love to see like Star Wars done in that same format, which is just short 15-20 minute episodes, but just a different random story, but a different style of art every time, and not just like anime.
Right.
Yes, some were like kind of like the Final Fantasy Advent Children movie, like super computerized, but
you
realism.
Just check it out and let me know what you think. Remy, I know you loved it. I think you guys would like it too.
Hands down.
I'll check it out.
Real good.
Yeah.
Will you put it in the Discord chat so I don't forget the
I
name
will
of
do
it?
that.
Well, thank you. Okay, and then I guess one other kind of note that I had with the Elder on that one. I guess the quote unquote villain in that one. I got serious Maul vibes from that guy because he didn't identify as a Sith, just loved chaos pretty much. Wanted, I guess, to basically see if he still had it. He was kind of out doing his own thing.
Yep.
Terrorizing planets. But the old guy from there, I got serious Darth Maul vibes from him. Kind of after, Maul got cut in half from Kenobi and then, basically set his whole life story to revenge. This guy didn't even have that. He was just old and cranky and
have to fuck shit up.
I'm gonna fight you. I don't care.
But the best part of that episode, and I said it in the chat a week or two ago, was somebody finally used the most common sense attack in lightsaber battle. They turned their saber off from a block and immediately turned it back on to impale their enemy. Why has that not been fucking used more often? Or they're one with the Force. Turn off the other person's lightsaber. You can't fucking force push a button.
Get out of here with that logic.
Don't breaking the universe right now.
How dare you come in here and make sense?
I just, because it's not like it's biometric. Anybody can pick up a lightsaber and turn it on. Thankfully, Luke's dumbass didn't touch the button when he's looking down the barrel.
Right.
Remy, you just took my idea.
Way to steal everyone's what if idea.
Yeah, he does that, and then
what if Luke shot himself in the eye? Sorry, everybody. I'll just leave. Bye. But yeah, that's all I got.
Anybody else? Anything on Visions? Hated it, loved it, want some more of it?
I just want more, man. I think it's such a great idea. I love that it's not canon, so they can really push the boundaries. And I think that's something that Star Wars has been lacking a lot of since the books, right? Since the original books that came out that weren't canon, but were so compelling. I think I think a lot of the imagination was forced to be stifled when a lot of the original generation saw what happened with the prequels, and they were like, well, this doesn't really line up. And there was a lot of, and I know we've talked about it before, how it's been created for a new generation, right? And
Right.
a new season of viewers, basically. And I think what they did with Rebels and the Clone Wars really set the stage for Visions to be successful and continue to do things like that. Not just fill in parts of the story that you can't dump into a single movie, but being able to have this long form communication with your fans. And maybe it's not always a story that's canon. Maybe it's not always one that makes sense. Maybe one of these somehow loops in and becomes canon because it's so widely, successful and loved. But I think being able to say, in a galaxy far, far away via string theory,
Jesus.
this is how it could have happened.
Right.
And I think having that artistic freedom is much more important than saying Star Wars has to be canon every time it's made.
Yeah. And we've kind of been saying that same thing, in past episodes on this show, is that, when Disney kind of took over, they scrapped everything.
Yeah, like
And
the
now-
Skywalker saga is done, right? In theory.
We'll see.
Yeah.
TBD. But, they're kind of slowly grasping at stuff that they threw away, and they're kind of bringing it in, and they're doing it on their own terms, to where, Disney's kind of, I don't want to say Disney's taking the credit, but like, we're going to do it how we want to do it.
I feel that.
But we'll see. They keep pumping out content. We'll keep watching and judging and being divided on it.
Getting angry about it.
Hell yeah. We're good for it.
Star Wars fans are the worst.
They really are. I will agree 100%. I'll put them above Green Bay Packer fans. I'll go that far.
Ooh.
Disgusting.
Fuck Tom Brady. Fuck
Yeah,
Tom
yeah.
Brady.
Get that one. I hope he's watching right now too.
I
Fuck
hope
these
he's
guys.
watching.
I was giving this show a chance. Fuck it. I ain't watching it anymore.
I was going to ask these guys if I could.
endorse them.
Yeah, I could endorse them. Be their first
There
funder.
go our Buccaneers tickets.
No, need to keep them. All right. Well, on that note, we'll segue right into what if. I guess who wants to go first? The mouse is watching.
I'll go first.
I was gonna say I want to hear Remy's, and I really want to hear D's.
I've only got two, so I will say both of mine, and we can lead on what we want to talk about out of the two.
I hope you got two of mine.
So mine are both kind of evolving from Clone Wars. Like my first one, what if Maul got it right and killed Anakin? What if he was able to kill Anakin? Granted, Padme would have still been pregnant at this time, so all of that would have still happened. Luke, Leia, yada yada yada. But just Maul saved basically the Force in general. And then the other one was, which a lot of people are not going to like, and I know D is going to say something about it. He's going to call me a pervert. I know that for a fact. But if Anakin and Ahsoka ended up together.
Ooh,
She's
scandalous.
like 12.
Yeah, no shit.
Okay, and Padme was an adult and Annie was 10. So
Cody, it's different roles reversed, okay? It's okay when the female's older.
no. Just either way. It's inappropriate
You get
in
canceled for
both
that. I'm
ways.
sorry, I take that back.
I'm sorry.
The age
All of the
difference is
one
a lot
person
more
watching-
drastic, though.
Okay,
Is
how old was she at the end of season 7 of Clone Wars? Do we know?
We can find out.
Okay, so when
I'll
she
give
was
you a benefit of the doubt here when we find out her age at the end of season 7.
she was 12 in the beginning, I think, when she first
Yeah.
became his Padawan. He would have been what, 18? Not saying 6 years is great.
So
That's fucked.
we're following
I-
the grooming lines here.
I agree that
17. But it just
17
tells
at
me
the
As a
end.
senior, you dated
At
a
the
freshman,
end.
okay? Is that what you're trying to say? Is that what
I
you're
did
trying to
do.
say?
I totally did do that.
She
I
was
totally
10.
did do that.
Ahsoka Tano was 14 when the Clone Wars began, and 17 when they ended during Revenge of the Sith.
All that shit took place.
It
over
happened in
3
3
huh?
years. Man,
God damn.
hyperspace.
Weird. Yikes.
Well, I don't know what you want me to say, Remy. I mean,
I like the Darth Maul one.
Yeah, let's just go with that one then.
are you? No. When would you have him kill, or save Anakin? I guess is what you were saying, or kill Anakin?
Well,
Like run him over in the prequel, like Episode 1 when he like flew by him.
no. Like, I guess kind of during Clone Wars, or at the end, the siege of Mandalore, when Ahsoka and him are
Oh.
fighting, and he's like, "We need to save," because at that point, Maul's not trying to destroy the Jedi, or I guess more he's trying to kill the Sith, to be honest. But he thinks killing Anakin will, from his visions, will save all of the Force and keep the universe in balance, and blah 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 blah. So, like, just if he succeeded in that, what would the universe look like? Like, the
I would've-
Empire would probably devolve.
That would have
I would
fucked
think.
Palpatine's plans all up.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I guess Dooku would still be alive.
Yeah,
In
he was
theory.
alive during the siege of Mandalore, technically.
So I wonder who would have been the next in line. But
According to the rule of
Anakin-
two,
I don't know. Was Palpatine and Dooku really following the rule of 2?
Nah.
Technically, Dooku had no idea that Palpatine was grooming Anakin at that point.
Right.
He kept him in the dark about that.
We keep talking about grooming. YouTube is going to flag the shit out of this episode.
You know, this podcast that 3 people listen to, take it down.
Hell yeah.
Scully, after he posts, it's going to go like bitch about it, like talking about grooming in here,
I'll save it. I'll save it somewhere. Not on
Just
my
to
hard drive, but
just to get some notoriety.
God.
there it is.
But I don't know. I'm stuck on who would have been, I guess, kind of the next in line if Anakin would have got taken out, because I think
The Empire playing the real long game and going after Luke, maybe. Granted, he
Oh.
did kind of go after Luke, but
okay, so Padme was still pregnant in this scenario then too.
yeah, then maybe she wouldn't have died, like, because Anakin technically wouldn't have went to the dark side. He would have just died in combat.
So then Luke would have probably grown up with revenge. I guess if he would have known who his father was, but then he would have never had the whole Darth Vader scene.
Mhm.
So then
He
would
may
have
have still
grown up
just
thinking his dad was a hero. So he probably would have had a taste for revenge for Maul then.
And then gets turned to the dark side easy.
Oh man, then Luke
then
would have been Vader.
and then it pits him and Leia against each other.
Shit.
Because
So-
but they would have grown up with Padme, so they would have had the same upbringing. So it, I guess, kind of would turn to like Star Wars Legends or whatever with Leia
So,
and Han's twins.
In
One of
this-
them went bad.
In this scenario, she doesn't die in childbirth.
Correct.
No,
like
she's still alive.
she would
Okay.
technically, I would assume she would have lived because she would have been still sad that Anakin was killed in battle, but he wouldn't have turned to the dark side, so she wouldn't have been as heartbroken that
Right.
yada yada yada.
Well,
Yep.
if anyone's in love with what he's talking about, this kind of story, the Dark Horse, they did a comic series back in the day called Infinites, where it took the first 3 movies and they basically changed the outcome. They changed the story a little bit. They tweaked it, like Luke and Leia going to the dark side or stories like that. And they did it for all 3 movies. And they're awesome reads and they're quick reads. You could probably
Yep.
read all 3 of them in half hour.
I forgot
Oh.
that's basically
Shit.
a Star Wars what if right there. Is
Yeah.
Yep.
for all those right there. I forgot all about those. Well, fuck. Now we're not going to get it because they already did it.
Well, they haven't done it in TV format.
Oh, true. Got to make that money.
Yep.
What's somebody else? What's another idea?
I've got what if Qui-Gon defeats Maul?
Ooh.
What happens to the whole Anakin storyline, because I would assume, in my opinion, that Qui-Gon continues to train Anakin and would help him with his feelings towards the dark side and be able to explain them better than Obi-Wan ever could.
That's a good point.
In this scenario, I guess, would you have Anakin stray, I guess, from the dark side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Qui-Gon would be able to pull him back from the dark side.
Right.
And have him not fall for Palpatine's mind games that
Right.
he was pretty much playing the whole 3 episodes of it.
I'd like that. I had a soft spot for Qui-Gon.
You think that would have affected Obi, the way he just came up in general?
Ooh.
What if they did a
what I was
story
thinking about.
where Obi-Wan got like he felt like he was betrayed and he turned to the dark side? Then
Ooh.
Yeah.
Would he go after? Would he go after the Duchess and like actually act on those feelings?
I don't
Probably, if he's running around with the Sith, kind of do whatever
Because-
they want.
Yeah.
Technically,
Yeah.
they're allowed to have the basic human needs. They just can't form attachments. So Anakin hooking up with Padme wasn't frowned upon. It was just the fact that they were in a relationship is what would have been frowned upon.
Yeah.
So I would, and with fucking Qui-Gon being your teacher, he was all about fuck what the Jedi say. Like he,
Yeah.
you know, he kind of didn't care about the rules.
So that I think that's where I think that idea is super interesting. Like if Qui-Gon survives, right, and takes down Maul, what if him taking on Anakin is basically like, look, fuck you guys, I am going to have two disciples, basically, because he would then take them to a new way of Jedi training. They're not just Padawans anymore. He's basically creating a new, I guess, a new Jedi following. And I think that would actually be a really interesting way to start, like, the idea of a gray Jedi. Like, instead of the dark side and the light side completely fighting each other all the time, you get someone that exists in the middle, more in balance.
There was a really good video. I think I might have sent it to Dallas and Tyrell at some point, but it was basically a what if, talking about if Anakin had stayed, I guess not, because he was so fed up with the the Jedi Council and everything, but he didn't choose to go to the dark side. He walked the gray Jedi path, and then he instituted that, with all the politics afterwards and like everything. Like he didn't kill Dooku. They sent Dooku to trial, exposed, Palpatine basically. And it just went on this long, like 20-minute like tangent about like how life would have been under basically Anakin's gray Jedi ways, pretty much. Like, they split it off into like a civil war between the Jedi because, half of them didn't agree with, what Anakin was doing. And the other half was just like, fuck it, we're staying with him. And it was a really, really good video.
I think the next layer of that then becomes, what do the Sith do, right? So like ultimately they have to pick a side because they're not just going to let the Jedi fight it out, because eventually they could just be like, wait a minute, let's handle them first and then we can handle this. So the Sith are going to have to back one horse or the other. So do they back the original council because they don't want people to be dipping into the dark side at all, and they would like it to be like, hey, like, let's stay enemies, but like we don't like this dude in the middle? Or do they say, I'd rather have you guys move closer to the dark side and walk that path of a gray Jedi, and then we'll just try to bring you over into the Sith and we'll get rid of the rule of two again?
Knowing the Sith, they would probably just hang back and let them kill each other off and then wait. Because, a gray Jedi is still a Jedi.
Yeah.
And then
I think
kill them all
that's
off.
where it would end up.
Then you'd be right back to square one.
Yeah, basically. That's a good one.
God, how did we get there? Where did we start?
That was a tie. What if Qui-Gon survives?
Oh, yeah. All right. Jeff, what do you got?
Oh man. All right. So I have one that's like really deep cut, and I think it's kind of interesting to see how it would play out because it basically turns the entire universe on its head. So I can't take credit for it because I heard it somewhere else and I don't remember where it was, but
No, fuck it. Take credit for it. We won't judge you.
Yeah, they're not here.
right. So
You'll never see
imagine
this.
that there's a planet or a society that exists like on the outskirts of the known universe, and the Sith are the equivalent of the Jedi there. And they believe that the Sith ways are the best ways. The dark side of the Force is actually the true like nature of it, and how they use it is for what they perceive to be good, and like obviously like hero of your own story, but like the Jedi are monsters. They're animals. They just like are the worst thing that you could be to these people. And the rule of two has always just been a front to the rest of the world, so they didn't know that this planet existed.
You talking about North Korea right now?
It sounds like he's talking about North
And
Korea.
we're shadow banned.
No,
like,
but I
it
get
brings
it.
up this idea that like they could just be stockpiling power and no one knows about it, but they could be doing it in a peaceful way. And these people that have come out in the rule of two have basically been like martyrs to try to bring their ways into the light, which is why they're trying to conquer everything to like bring it under one control so they feel comfortable enough to say, now we're all protected, we're all on the same page, like can we show you everything that we can do and who all of our people are? Like basically they're just pilgrims.
Amish people.
Yeah.
Love it. It's a cool idea.
That's a good idea.
And the other one is because I think there's something interesting if you go back in the history of the Sith and go back to like Darth Plagueis and things like that, and you see that there was no infighting and that they didn't break it down to the rule of two, that they didn't end up like going after their master or anything like that. How much more advanced could their skills have gotten with wielding the Force or like developing better ways of star transport and things like that? Like their technology and everything was leaps and bounds ahead of so many other things, and only because of infighting and people craving power, they started to fall off and became like these assassins basically. I would love to see a more fully fleshed out version of all of that to understand where it went wrong.
I can get behind that. Who do you have two in mind by any chance who you'd like to see? Because like Darth Bane is one of them, but I don't remember who like the rule of two, like who he was under or who was below him. Like
so there was Darth Plagueis, who was the mentor to Palpatine. Before him was, I believe, Bane.
Well, some of those guys aren't canon, right? Like Revan.
Yeah.
yeah,
Tenebris.
he's around there at some point too.
That's who it was. I guess his was Darth Tenebris.
Okay.
But
So basically,
yeah, I mean, there's so many.
What you're saying, instead of like the apprentice basically challenging the master at some point, learn
Yep.
from him until the master passes away.
Exactly. And
But
just,
at that
like,
point,
keep
you know,
amassing that.
Well, yeah. But, you know, at that point, you know, the apprentice is going to be like 20 years behind, dying behind the next guy. So you almost have to have like a rule of
No.
3 or 4.
Well, yeah, I would get rid of the rule of two.
Oh,
and
okay. Never mind then.
you basically just you are still only allowed to have one apprentice, so it's still a true hierarchy all the way down, but it's a true like academy at that point. Not as much as the Jedi, because if you think about it, the Jedi, eventually there had to be multiple people that came together and said, hey, we're all going to do it. The Sith is still 1-to-1 all the way down.
Okay.
So it ends up being much more linear. And I think it has this idea that at some point down the line, you're going to get someone that isn't too sure. And again, take us in that direction of maybe a gray Jedi. because they're like, okay, I understand, and like I'm still amassing all this power, but like, you know, force heal is kind of cool. Like, what if my lightsaber doesn't want to be red? Like, what?
Yeah, you
if
got to
I'm
have
gonna
that one
this other
asshole in the
path?
group that's going to question everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's pretty interesting.
It would be a good way to explore a lot more history with the Sith and like a new perspective on it. So yeah, I can see where you're coming from with it.
Yeah. And then the last one, only because I joked about it, is
Okay.
I would love to see a true what if, where like at the scene where like let's just throw it out there that it's Qui-Gon. Let's do that one. When he dies, you know, he doesn't actually die. He wakes up in a vat full of goo, and it basically is a merge between Star Wars and the Matrix, and they need to find a way to determine like what's actually real, like what part of that was machines. And because think about it, like the machines are invading, you've got all these drones and everything that you're constantly trying to fight, and what if all of that's just parts of the program that need to try to win people over to their side, and that's why the Empire and everything is using them as part of that ploy. Huh?
Buddy, I'm not even
That's
smart
what I'm
enough to
about.
talk about that idea.
Okay,
I
do
would
you
have to
remember
agree.
how about maybe 15, 20 minutes ago, we were talking about how some people sit around a reading table and they do a line of Coke and they turn it up to 50 with their ideas?
This is Jeff right now.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say I need your weed guide, bro.
Yeah.
I can do that.
All right. Dallas, what do you got?
Shoot, I got too many. Some of these are just little ideas, not even like what ifs, just stories I'd like to see shot in like 15, 20-minute episodes. I think a big what if I'd like to see is if Jango Fett didn't die, and like him and Boba get to grow up together and be like bounty hunters together. I think that would be sick.
Take over Mandalore together.
Oh, yeah, that
One of these was already
Absolutely.
done. Just a different history of Maul wasn't killed by Kenobi, or was not killed, but just cut in half. Where would he end up? If he would have got away.
that I actually really, really like that one, because after Kenobi got a hold of Maul, that was Maul's whole mission, his whole life, revenge. What would a Maul be like without revenge?
What else would he focus his energy into or his time
Yeah.
into?
Probably would have been a half-assed decent apprentice. He was working for Dooku,
Yeah.
right? So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we wouldn't have an Asajj Ventress then. At least I don't think, but I don't know. That is something that really intrigues me. What would Maul be like if he wasn't so hell-bent on Kenobi, basically, or revenge in general,
Mhm.
power?
Mhm.
It's
I
so
like
funny
that.
to think about Maul, because like his he seems like he's got zero personality in the movies, but when you watch any of the shows they did with him in it, it's like just this overly emotional person, just like completely
Yeah.
different.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, he's completely flawed individual for sure.
Yeah.
Right, but you don't see any of that in
Yeah.
episode 1. You know what I mean?
I don't
Yeah,
even think he
fair.
has. Does he have a single speaking
No,
line?
he
in-
doesn't.
I didn't think so.
He doesn't speak in
Episode 1.
in Phantom Menace.
Phantom
Yeah.
Menace. Yeah.
Really,
probably
no
says,
lines. I thought he had like one line, maybe.
When he almost
I don't
runs
know.
over Anakin in the desert, he screams, "Gotcha, bitch!" But you didn't you hear, like,
Yeah,
turn it up.
They cut that
That's what I'm
out.
thinking of.
He might
Good
say
check.
something when he's tracking them, like in the desert. When you first see him, I think he might like
I don't think
say
he
something.
does.
I don't
I'm
think he
gonna fucking
does.
Google this.
Hell, it might be a Mandela effect. I haven't seen that movie in forever.
What if Darth Maul had lines in Phantom Menace? That's mine.
He just a chatterbox. He never shuts up the whole time.
Yeah,
God, I got
2
to
lines
now.
for a
You won't shut
total
up.
of 31 words.
31 words. Yeah, I just found the same thing.
He says 31 words.
Apparently.
It must be when he's like talking to Palpatine or
Palpatine. It's
something.
got to be.
Darth Maul's conversation with Darth Sidious. Palpatine.
Okay.
Yep.
Tatooine
That's
is
the only thing that
sparsely
makes
populated.
sense.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, so there was a little bit of dialogue, not as much as Boba Fett's in
So
the OG trilogy.
my other big one, this is just kind of a silly story. Everyone loves droids in Star Wars, right? There's always a droid in every movie. I'd like to take it to the next level. Just do like an episode from what if it was R2D2 that actually blew up the Death Star? Like they all like sneak in on the Death Star and they're all failing at getting in and doing what they need to do. But he just, Moses his way up somewhere, presses a couple buttons and blows that thing up.
You basically just described Chopper from all of
Yeah.
Rebels. That's
Yeah.
pretty much what he is. So yeah,
Chopper has the biggest death count of any Star Wars protagonist.
That would be
And
cool.
that's a legit fact.
actually didn't know that.
I'd
Yeah.
love to see a whole episode from like Chewbacca's point of view too, like on Kashyyyk maybe or something like that.
And have him talking, but it be like Frasier type intelligence.
That'd be wild. Because Kashyyyk was really cool in episode 3. It was like awesome seeing that planet and everything they did with that. It was badass.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And then lastly, I just want to see
Told
it
you.
come to fruition. I want to see
Oh.
Jar Jar as a Sith.
Oh God.
Just got to see it.
Darth Jar Jar.
I got to see it, and that would be how they would end that season of What If. It would be a 2-part episode. Okay.
Well, I was kind of telling you guys about it on Friday night, but like the canon, like talking about the life and history, and then after, the prequels of Jar Jar, basically being like a
Street clown, right?
yeah,
Yep.
and then he gets like a little apprentice who is kind of like the outcast of an orphanage, and they kind of bond together, and it just is like absolutely depressing to sit and watch and listen to and read, to where you start to think like, damn, this guy could actually really he could go the Sith route if he really wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could see it, but goddamn, he's just so dumb. Like,
But
all
that could be a ploy,
Yeah.
false
He's
sense
got
of
the
security.
agility. He's got
I
the
can't
agility
say
to be a
anything
Sith.
on Jar Jar because my wife told me to stop making fun of him because she likes him.
All right, well,
So I'm gonna shut up.
well,
thanks, Brittany.
Brittany, I will say he's a lovely character, but he's
You don't have to
dumb
be nice,
shit.
Jeff.
He's a fucking
He's
idiot.
dumb as shit.
In the Clone Wars, he was a fucking idiot. God, that first episode with him was fucking terrible.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Painful,
But
man.
that's who he is. That's the character.
Yeah.
So I could see it.
All right, Scully,
Yeah.
what do you got?
The Qui-Gon one was already kind of taken.
Sorry.
I'm gonna go off a different, I guess, kind of timeline. What if the Mandalorian didn't go back for Grogu
Ooh.
in Boba? Because him going back, to kind of give him that, I guess, because he didn't technically see Grogu when he went to visit him,
Mm-hmm.
but he left that gift there for him, and that pretty much ignited the choice that Luke gave Grogu, like, hey, which one do you want to do? And then Grogu basically came back and then saved Mando. But what would have happened if Grogu didn't, if Mando didn't go out to see Grogu at that point?
So Mando would have died. Grogu would have found out years later after he's a Jedi, and then his anger and hatred would have turned him to the dark side. And we had a Darth Grogu. So that's exactly what would have happened.
The littlest Sith. It would be a bedtime story.
The tiniest Sith in all the galaxy.
I like
What if
that
Anakin killed Obi-Wan
Oh,
on Mustafar?
one. Bitch, I don't care if you have the high ground.
What if the high ground didn't matter?
What if Anakin had the high ground?
Well, Obi wouldn't have tried it. I mean,
That's the whole episode.
he literally said, "Don't try it."
that begs the question then. So would his kids have survived then at that point?
Probably.
Yeah.
would his kids got
For the
somewhere?
sake
that
of
he-
conversation, we'll say yes. So he would have raised Luke and Leia in the Sith then.
Yeah.
Ooh, so it would have
So-
just literally been the twins episode from
Yeah.
Visions.
Hey, maybe that's where they got the idea. What if Luke was sent to Alderaan and Leia went to Tatooine? So they swapped places. Luke would have had the high life. Leia would have been working
Dirty
water
moisture
depot.
farmer.
I just think of
Well-
Ray when you say that. You know,
Yeah, I was gonna say I think we got to see that in a very not so played out way. I think
Yeah,
that's what we saw in 7, 8, and 9.
Luke would be like that kid. Like, oh, my dad's a lawyer. You better not say that to me.
Yeah, do you know who my dad is?
Yeah.
My dad's Bail Organa. Do you know who that is?
That's all I got. I don't know. I had the Qui-Gon one, but it was worded a little different, but we pretty much covered it.
Yeah. I would love to see, and this is just kind of really off the wall, mostly because I think the popularity of the Mandalorians has gotten so much bigger with Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett and all the history that you get throughout Clone Wars and Rebels and everything. I would love to see a series of like the foundation of Mandalore, like how it all got started. How did they put on helmets for the first time? Like what got them to that point, rather than just like, here's why we do it. But like, what was that first stone?
But the Darksaber was never created.
That's a good one.
You'd be fighting over
They
something
stole
else.
it though, right? They stole it from the temple.
Well,
Yeah.
Right?
Everybody stole it.
yeah, but Prez Vizsla or whatever, who created the Darksaber, he also was a Jedi. So that's why he created the Darksaber. And it just happened to be made out of Beskar, like the hilt's made of Beskar and stuff.
Right.
What if
But
the
no.
Mandalorians ruled the galaxy?
Shit.
That would be sick
Be
as hell.
ruthless.
But it's only
What if
certain,
they actually do?
but it's only certain sects or whatever sets, whatever the clans are called, that are overly religious to the not taking off their helmet, because clearly normal Mandalorians who live on Mandalore, they all take off their fucking helmets. Like Sabine Wren's family, they're super high class clan, and yet they don't follow that rule.
You could tell, which, of the Mandalorians are the pot smokers, laid back ones, and take their helmet off.
Well, they lived on didn't the whatever the coven in the Mandalorian, they were on Concord Dawn or whatever, like the moon. What's it
Yeah.
called? Something Dawn.
Fuck, I'd have to Google it. It's not Crimson Dawn. That was the group.
Yeah, that's the other
Yeah.
group. I might be wrong with Dawn, but it begins with a C. I know that. Concord. I think it's Concord Dawn. But that's where they're like religious zealots. I'll call them zealots, I guess. That's where they lived, and that's where they never took off their helmet. Blah 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 blah. But most of the Mandalorians don't follow that. So it'd be kind of interesting to learn, like you said, about like the religions themselves, like
Right.
what makes certain clans do certain things. How do they all work together?
They don't. They kill each other.
They clearly do. You're not wrong there.
Concordia was the moon
Concordia.
of Mandalore.
Okay.
Nice.
And
Well,
since
I think we've given them a lot of ideas, and Disney,
They should just pay us.
please
Yeah.
do some of them.
Scully, mail this to Caitlin Kennedy or Catherine Kennedy, whatever her
Catherine.
name is. Yeah, send it to her.
No,
She's your biggest fan.
she's got a restraining order on me. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna get a cease and desist letter in the mail one of these times. I'll take it to George Lucas and have him do something with it.
He'll
Right.
probably give you a dollar.
Oh yeah. Then I could say I got $1 from George Lucas.
That'd be pretty cool.
I'm
Get
dying to
that
open these
slab.
cards, bro.
I know. I
Go.
see you foaming at the mouth.
Let's we should all show it without looking, and like all of us can see what we got first. You know.
All right.
I've got one of these. I'm gonna put in front of mine. So
No. I'm opening mine right now. I'll tell you that.
Well,
So,
All right,
Jeff,
all right,
how
okay.
are you
Hold on,
doing
hold on,
today?
hold on. Before everyone opens,
We don't have one.
who does everybody want?
Mace Windu.
Like, who are you hoping for? Like,
Kit
what would
Fisto,
what would
obviously.
make you happy?
Hayden.
Okay.
you want Hayden?
Mine would be Jeremy if I had one, but I don't. Boba Fett. That's who I would want.
Tyrell.
Kit Fisto.
Yeah, Kit Fisto for sure.
Good call.
I would love to see more of him. Going back to
Yes.
the what ifs. I would love just like a five episode arc of just like all the bullshit that he does.
Mm-hmm.
Scully, which one
you
do
open
you
yours
want?
already? I want Salacious Crumb or Ashley
Cat Bane would be
Erston.
another one for me.
Oh yeah,
Voice
Ashley.
Tunnel.
yeah.
Yeah.
She-
I don't think
she's gonna
Rosario
be-
Dawson is in here.
She's gonna be at Planet Comic-Con. I can get you something signed by her.
I'm gonna send you two
So
pops.
real quick, let's take a poll. Who do you think is gonna be most pissed off between us three?
Skylar.
Dallas.
I was gonna say it'd probably be me.
Yeah,
my
So
luck,
Dallas.
if my luck from Friday night is transferring over to this stream,
But if you pull a Flygon, I'm gonna shit.
Flygon Gin.
Scully, remember, I have a Salacious Chrome coming to me. You can have it
I know.
if you
I
really
got-
want it.
You know, I got my plan B. So, you know, I got a Salacious Crumb on standby.
it's on deck.
That's the only thing giving me hope.
Please
I'm not
take the
going
one
to
I
it.
have. I didn't want it.
Tyrell, you go first.
I'm so pissed.
I need
Can't
some
see.
light. I need some
Oh
light.
shit!
You're swapping cards now.
Scully, make him big.
God damn it! Let me turn my
Oh.
light on.
How do I do that? I can't do it. I don't know how.
You do it, buddy. I believe in you.
Solo.
Is that
light.
Russell Wilson?
Who the hell
Ooh.
is that? The Inquisitor from the new show?
Blair. Boyce.
Evan Peel.
I have no idea what or who that is.
No, me neither.
Looks like a
Oh,
Jedi,
I'm pissed
right?
off.
Oh, those are like $20 on eBay. I saw a bunch of those.
Cool.
Thanks, Remy.
Oh yeah.
Damn it.
Nice.
There. Okay. Dallas.
Do-
Let me figure
do
you out
Dallas.
here.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm holding the front up or the back. So
Hold on, a little more.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
no way.
Nice.
That's cool.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Dude, that's a cool one. It's at least someone famous.
yeah, man. Nice. This is the new. This is the newer voice too. He's from the Mandalorian show.
Yeah. He directed
Thor?
Ragnarok. Yeah, for
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
And
Tight.
What We Do in the Shadows. That's good. That's a good find.
All right.
Let's see Scully rage quit.
Bye,
Yeah.
Jeff. Love you, Jeff.
Bye, Jeff.
Bye,
See you,
guys.
bud.
I have to go eat
Even
dinner.
didn't even see what Scully got, jerk.
I'm
You-
gonna watch what Scully gets, and then I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
go
gotta
eat.
wait.
Oh, upside down.
Other way.
Is it?
You got the
You got the
fucking
same
one.
card.
Did you order yours from blowout cards?
No, I bought mine in town here.
No way.
Oh, he's
See
like
you,
one of
Jeff.
those little goblin dudes from Harry Potter.
GG.
He's the Gringot, the
This is
bank
going
tellers.
Right.
All right, are we buying more? I got to do this again now.
Yeah. I'm
Dallas, I don't think you're gonna be able to do as good as you did. I would stop while you're ahead.
I
No, fuck
don't
no,
know
this
if
was
I want to
fun.
buy another one after the one I just pulled. So
Yeah, I'm definitely buying another one.
All right, send me a link of where to get it again. I'll fucking buy one.
Evan Peel. What the fuck? I'm gonna get on Twitter right now. Fuck you and fuck your card.
Yeah, tweet at that guy.
The Phantom Menace. All right. It is what it is. I got a
believe we
Plo
got the
Koon
same
coming
one.
from PSA.
Oh, that's cool.
I bought.
Hey, boys, I did good. This card's fucking going for decent money.
I'll trade you a couple Flygons.
Wow, bro. I did good. Okay.
I wonder if the guy who was signing these, like, he knew when people were going to open these, they were going to be pissed.
Disappointed.
They're gonna be finished.
I'm gonna ruin some guy's week with this.
He probably lives for that shit.
God.
Throw mine
Whatever.
over.
And put it in the autograph pile. Fuck it. All right, gentlemen.
It's a good hour stream.
No Ewok. I know. That's all I was hoping for.
Yeah.
Dude, those Ewok cards actually go for some fucking dough.
That'd be cool to get like the Warwick Davis or something. Ewok.
Dude, is any of those people going to be at Planet Comic-Con? Any of the Ewok guys?
No, but Ashley is gonna be there, and so is Matt Lauder or Launder, whatever, the voice of
dude,
Anakin.
that did Anakin, yeah.
They're both gonna be there.
Shit. Yeah, I might mail you one of my Ahsoka Pops.
Hey, you just got 2.
I know, that's what I'm thinking. Dude, they probably don't have PSA on hand though, do they?
I highly doubt they're gonna have anything. They'll have CGC, like third-party CGC stuff, but it'll be probably not non. I don't know what the fuck the name of the customer or account is, but I used it last year for to get that Hulk 180 signed by Roy Thomas.
Yeah, I don't have a Clone Adventures #1 laying around to get
that
fucking
sucks.
CGC to slap it. Yeah, I wish I had $1,300 to go blow on a modern book like that.
The hell you been doing, man?
Buying
Evan.
Evan Peel autos.
Oh shit.
It is what it is.
How do you spell his last name?
PIELL.
PIA. Yeah, PIELL.
Buddy, I don't
Are
see
you
any
eat-
listings on eBay.
Tyrell, let's go.
Oh,
she'll bid these up.
Dude. They are
What's that?
all over fucking eBay.
What's that?
EVEN. Dallas.
Oh,
EVEN.
just type in-
Yeah.
Just type in Star Wars signature series and go
Trash.
and then filter them to be the least expensive, and his are all first.
Thanks, Remy. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. I spent way too much time on Friday looking at these cards because I was going to buy them, and
I should have bought the
that I-
one in town and opened it.
I told you, I knew, like, I would want a second one because I knew the first box was going to be fucking dog shit. What do you?
Yeah,
mean
but
the
then how
second box
pit-
is dog
how-
shit?
how would you be here? Would you just go into Punch Hunter? Just
At what point do you just buy the card that you want? Remy, you're the only smart one here. You went and got fucking Salacious Crumb. You're gonna fucking sell it to me, so you're making money on the fucking.
I'm gonna sell it to you for exactly what it cost me. 45. I think it was 45.56. So $45.56.
Yeah, we'll have to do this again.
I've got a box that Holocron, a blaster box of it coming. Should be here tomorrow.
That's some good shit.
It's not a guaranteed auto like the hobby, but it was $150 cheaper.
I haven't found any like boxes in town around me because I was
Dude,
gonna
not a lot
buy
of
some
card shops have
Pokemon
them.
and stuff.
No, I don't know. Like, it's hard to find, like, because I was even trying to find stuff to open like 2012, 2013, kind of in that era, thinking it'd be a little cheaper. But you can't find shit. Only thing I found that I thought would be really cool to open was like Clone Wars stuff, like the animated series Clone Wars cards. But even that was $150, and that wasn't even guaranteed at auto.
Oh,
So I'm like, at that,
The high-tech stuff looks really cool from Topps.
it did, yeah.
It's like an acid wash card or something like that.
Acetate.
Yep. There you go.
so if you guys were to pull like an auto card out of a normal pack and stuff, I know like CGC has to see stuff graded to get the special label or whatever. I don't know shit about grading cards. So like Beckett or whatever, isn't that the end all be all?
Beckett and PSA right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there like a different colored label for autos and stuff?
Not
or?
with PSA. Beckett, there's a few different Beckett. There's the black label, the gold label, and the silver label, I believe. And I don't know what they mean.
Okay.
Black label means it's 10s across the board.
Yeah.
Graded on corners, surface, centering. God, what the hell is it? Corners, surface, centering, and edges. And if you get 10s on all 4 of those categories, you get the black label at the top.
And those cards are expensive.
Okay.
Because
And
Beckett is really strict.
And then are they just like if you have an auto and you get it graded, it just that is the proof? Like they didn't need to see it
Mhm.
witnessed or whatever.
No,
like they
you
On the
trust
back
you.
of these cards, it doesn't say, but usually on like sports cards or whatever, if you have an autograph and it'll say from either Upper Deck or Panini or whoever, it'll say this autograph is
Authentic.
certified, authentic from, either Panini or Upper Deck or Topps. Or
Because
whoever.
I've seen like the auto. I was looking at Alexa Bliss cards and it says, "Congratulations, you are now the owner of an autographed Alexa Bliss card."
Yeah.
So okay, that was Topps, I think.
Yeah, the company authenticated it basically when they had her sign it. It probably a sticker auto, maybe, or even
I can let me grab one of my PSA signed cards.
hell yeah.
That makes sense. I could have just asked Ty. He. Oh, he's got to unlock the case. Okay.
I think that's like case 1 of 4.
Oh, that's the only one I have.
Okay.
But so it'll say like
I know.
prospects autograph
Okay,
on it, and then it's got it.
that's cool. Man, you guys are gonna get me going down another fucking road I don't need to go down.
It's okay, just let it happen.
I've already bought 4 Pokemon cards. I don't need any more.
See, well, that's what I loved about Jericho buying Dallas, that it was a slab case to keep all the graded cards in. So I'm like, hell yeah, encourage that behavior.
Wait,
Gotta fill it up.
no way. That's
what you got in
awesome.
there?
Fucking sick, isn't it? See, you gotta get more. You gotta fill it up.
I'm gonna have to hit up your lady and ask where she got that. That's pretty cool.
Amazon, she says.
All right, then I don't need to ask her. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But I guess, gentlemen, we call it a night there, and then once we hopefully get another idea figured out for the next show, we'll let everybody know.
What a
Dude.
great way to start the week for 2 of you. Just absolutely pissed.
My weekend was fucked after Friday night. It is what it is at this point. I don't even care. Doing it for the memories.
They were that bad? Flygons are that bad?
It was just more than I wanted.
One's all right, but
He got a Pokemon card of a Flygon taking a shit, bro. He's got so many variations.
Every Flygon card that was in that set I pulled that night. Reverse rare, holo rare, normal rare, hyper rare, fucking tie-dye rare, all of them. It was all in the same fucking box.
That's incredible.
And afterwards, I opened 2 ETBs, and then I did a pack battle between Dallas and CJ. And I opened CJ's pack first, and CJ didn't get anything. But then I opened Dallas's pack, and we kind of seen a little something on the back, and Dallas was like, "Oh, I'll watch. It's going to be a fucking Flygon." Sure as fuck. Last card of the night, Flygon.
It's pretty fucked up.
I like that gold Moltres you got though. That was a cool card.
Yeah, that did make up. I mean, I shouldn't say that booster box was complete trash. I mean, there was some good hits in it, but the gold trainer was the one card that I did not want from that set. It was in the second pack, and I'm just like,
Oh, the magic or the ultra card or
Ultra
ball or whatever.
yeah. Because if you're gonna get a gold rare card, you want to get a Pokemon on it, not some fucking trainer. But
I've got so many of those Ultra Balls and stuff like that for the gold rare.
But
What are they? They still a couple bucks? Like if you
let me-
sell
I
them?
mean, they sell.
let me
decent.
let me end the show and then we
We'll
can
go
talk.
Discord.
That's
Okay.
fair.
Everybody, thank you for watching. I know we had CJ on this last weekend, Mondo and Lagoon. They did their show last night. Yeah, Saturday night. And I don't think I could say a whole too lot about what they got going on, but big shout out to those guys. Happy birthday, Jay. Hopefully we can get you on the show here sometime soon. But again, thank you, everybody coming back and watching this. And you guys, thank you for coming on the show. Buying shit ass Star Wars cards. But yeah, we'll leave it at that. And I guess till next time.
Yep.
See you.
Later, guys.
Peace.